Hey guys, thanks for joining me, and if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples! Today I am going to be sharing with you my pocket knife collection. Last week I did my fixed blades, and this week I am going to do my pocket knives. I have three of these Cobalt toolboxes, and they each one hold my collection. Vaguely, there is some sense to it, and you'll know about it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each individual knife, but I'll say a few words as I see fit. I'm sure I've forgotten a couple of knives or I've misplaced a couple here or there. I was going through this and I already noticed two knives that I know are missing. I know where they are, but too lazy to go get them. All right. So, top of the drawers are usually most expensive type of knife. This right here is the Quiet Carry Drift. It is one of my favorite knives of all time, and I use it a lot in the summer. In the winter, I don't really carry it that much, but this is made out of Vanek, super clean, super sharp, hollow ground, quiet carry made, and I wear it on my life jacket. This is my life jacket knife almost exclusively. Absolutely love this knife. Very thin, easy to use, deploys really well, cleans up really well. It's been through the salt mines and has never gotten one spot of rust on it. Next, when I kind of was getting into knives, after a while, I really got into the Demko 80 20.5. I actually have three of them. This is one that I got customized by way of knife. And they did a really nice, cool job, McNasty finish here. The theme for this was science fiction, and they went with Mars attacks. Very cool. I love the lock on the 80 Demko 20.5. This one is one that I put I think it's, what are they called? RGT scales on. Denim, linen, micarta, and then of course I've got another deep carry clip on here from Lynch. Lynch is a great company for deep carry clips, and I like it. This is just the D2 version, so this is kind of my worker Demko, as it were. This is my Halloween Demko, as it were. And then here is one that I use a lot, the Shark's Foot. This is the titanium version. Again, nice deep carry clip. Very thin. It's got the mid-tech gear on it. And yeah, it's just a great working knife. Probably need to sharpen it. Oh, it's still pretty darn sharp. But yeah, there was a long period where I was carrying this almost exclusively. Next, I have the Skaha 2 from North Arms. I highly recommend this knife. Very thin behind the edge, magna cut, doesn't stain at all. It has, it's just, and also it has a great sound to it. I just love that sound. The flipper action on it is one of the best out there in the whole world, and it drop shuts really nicely. He's got some new scale material out there too. This is like fat carbon or something like that. Very nice. Next, I have two Hinders. I have the Hinder. This is the XM18 in 45 S45 VN, which is a great steel. I've got a deep carry clip on it too, which is milled out, also from Lynch clip. This, I didn't think I was going to like Hinderer knives, and I do. I still think it's ridiculous that you get a G10 scale on here for the amount of money that you're paying. There's a lot of ridiculous things about Hinderer. But having said all that, I still like it, and I don't plan on selling them. Everything in my collection is here for a reason. If I don't like it, I usually give it away or I sell it. So there's a reason why I'm keeping them. And then I have the Eclipse from Hinderer as well. No choil, forward choil on this. This has the standard clip on it, which I don't really like that much. And the Eclipse was actually the first knife I ever got from them. This is magna cut, drop shut really nicely. And I've already gotten a custom scale for this guy. This is titanium, but it's made to look bronze. And it cost a lot of money, which is silly because I feel like you should be able to get the scales for cheaper. And next I have the Reduncion 229, all murdered out, blacked out. Very cool. Got the kickstop technology on here. It's kind of a beefy, heavier knife, hollow grind. I love the Tonto. You'll see this blade shape several times coming up in my collection. I do like the Sponto, Tonto type look. Yeah, this is a great knife. I'm surprised more people don't appreciate this knife more. I feel like this knife does not get enough attention or love in the world. Also, another great sound that it makes when it comes out. So now we're going to go into the first drawer down. This is cheap stuff. Rat 2. Everyone should have a rat. I have a Rat 1 as well. That's one of the knives I know I'm missing. I have an Open L. I have a Baby Banter with the American moon landing scales on it, and a nice Ultim bead here, which I put red on it. I usually don't use lanyards, but I thought it was pretty cool with the rocket ship and the Ultim and the red. Uh, so this is and I've even taken the clip off of this, so that's truly just like a fifth pocket carry. I have the Urban Bowie, which I always liked the shape of this, and I used to be really big into Kaiser, but now I think this might be the only Kaiser I still have. Thor's handle theme on this. Just a really cool little knife. I really appreciate it. This is a Dirk, what's his name? Dirk Pinkerton, maybe? Design. Very cool little knife. Oh, here's my Rat 1. Okay, I'm not missing it. Rat 1, Paisley scales from Way of Knife, EDC Gearhouse. Uh, just a little custom one. This is my R2D2, Rat 2 with D2. Very cool knife. Everyone who has a knife collection has a rat, right? I have my Nick Shabazz design knife, which is basically just a Swiss Army knife, right, with the Nick's gem logo on here. Nick, in a way, really got me hooked on knives once I started going down that rabbit hole. And then I have the Boker Kalishnikov, which I think is a classic auto knife, side opening knife. Don't have any OTFs, honestly. I really like side opening automatics, and this was probably the first side opening automatic I ever got, and it's probably the only Boker that I still have. So yeah. All right, so and bottom of this guy is my Spyderco collection. So I used to have a lot more Spydercos than this, and now I don't. I've sold a lot, most of them. I used to collect them a lot and just, have lots of paramilitary twos and stuff like that. This is the, am I going to forget the name? Indela or Endura? I think it's the Indela. And this was my first knife that I spent more than $100 on, this very knife. And I got like a Chinese deep carry clip on it. And I also, and this is, what is this, 20 CV. And I got some linen micarta from this guy who made them in Russia, Etsy. And it's a great work knife. But I have a lot of great work knives, so I hardly carry that one anymore. Now I keep it for sentimental reasons. And then I have the, I always get these confused. This is the Mannix, right? Right? This is the Mannix. I always forget the name sometimes. Not always, but anyway, this knife I really customized a lot myself. I put in I did the heat treat on this, on the titanium myself, making it this blue color. And also on the clip, I got a new clip. I got hardware. The hardware I put on to match the color. The back spacer here, I also did the anodizing on that, and just all around, played around with this and had a good time. Very, very fun knife. And this thing will go through cardboard like no one's business. Very heavy because it's steel scales, but I love it a lot. I forget the name of this little guy. Smallest knife in my collection, probably, besides like a Swiss Army knife. This is a Spyderco 4V, and this I keep on my keychain all the time. Super, super sharp. It's got this jimping on the front nose. Very cool. I carry this every single day, and it's super sharp. And 4V is very tough, keeps the edge forever, and this thing is still hair-splitting sharp, and I've never done a thing to it. I haven't even stropped it, but it's great to have on my keychain. I love this little Spyderco. If you remember the name of it, comment down below. This is the only PM2 I have. I've probably owned 30 PM2s in my life, but I only have one at the moment. And this one is S90V, which is my favorite knife steel. It's all blacked out, black hardware, but I've put brass scales on here. And I have a compression made easy here, which is, a little tab that you add here that's blacked out, and then I've got a black clip. I just love the way this looks. I love the way that feels. Everything about it is just awesome. So yeah, this is my PM2 that I still carry. And then this is my Shaman, right? Yeah, okay, so that was the Mannix. This is the Shaman. And then again, I've got some kind of crazy anodization on this, and I've got Lotus scales here. These were Lotus type brass scales, and then I have Lotus scales here. I do like Lotus scales. I think they're well worth the upgrade. If you have a Spyderco, they're worth it. And this too is a box killer compression lock. Just a great knife. And then finally, my last Spyderco is the Spidey Chef. And this one probably is the one that I use the most these days because I will take it camping with me a lot. LC200N, totally waterproof, stain proof, made in Taichung, Taiwan, which I think is the best factory that Spyderco has. The tolerances on this are great. I think the current price for the Spidey Chef is absolutely ridiculous, but it's still a phenomenal knife. Yeah, I love this guy. All right, so that was one box. Woo! What? I wonder how much time I've gone through already. That's got to have been 10 minutes. This video is going to be so long. All right, second box. Top of this one. We're looking at mostly Protechs, but first off, let's start off with the MSI, or I'm sorry, with the Microtech Stitch. Microtech Stitch is a deceivingly big knife, side opening automatic. I just got this guy and added it to the collection. Yeah, it is a beefy, good knife. It feels much more like a self-defense knife than any kind of practical carry, but I do like it, and it really snaps open hard. This is the Rockeye. Rockeye snaps open really nicely. It has a Albemarle pearl inlaid button and the midnight blue. This is Way of Knife EDC Gearhouse. Les George is the designer of this knife. This is really cool. And then I also have the smaller version, which is called a short-bladed Rockeye. And that one has Ultim scales on it, but also blacked out. And you can see the size difference between them. Same blade shape. Very cool. I love these two guys in my collection. I love Protech. I wish they would kind of come out with something new. I think that they are coming out with something new this year, but I feel like they're kind of just riding on their laurels right now. This is the TR3. This is a MagnaCut Fitch scales on here. This one has a lock on here. I don't honestly carry that this much. This thing snaps open so hard. Do definitely need to sharpen this thing. Well, no, it's pretty sharp, but I could sharpen it again if I wanted to spend the time. I love this knife. Don't carry it as much as I should. Speaking of knives, I don't carry as much as I should. Here's the Protech Malibu, which, as far as like flicker action goes, is incredible. Got the reverse Tonto going on, all blacked out. I think this is CPM 20 CV. It is. I love this version of it. It's the only version of the Malibu that I would get. It took me forever to get this knife. This was one of my first Grail knives. You know, they were just out of stock everywhere. And then it dropped, and I was lucky enough to get it. This is the Strider PT Protech Plus version here. You know, I've been trying to get a Strider as well, but they're massively expensive, hard to get. At the end of the day, I feel like the PT version here might just be fine for me unless that really good deal comes across. I love the PT Strider. I think it's awesome. I like the ergos, and I think I would really like an SNG or something like that from Strider. But they're just, man, they make it hard to get them. That's for sure, and they are a little bit too expensive for me. Next, we have the Mark Chavez. I'm forgetting the name of this, but it just came out. Again, we have that Sponto dual grind thing here going on. Very nice knife. I just did a review. This is an incredible knife. It's going to stay in my pocket a lot. This fat carbon's amazing. It's kind of like a bolster lock. I think that's what you call it. Action for the flipper is awesome. Yeah, this is, everyone in the last couple of weeks has been talking about this knife, and rightly so. Awesome, awesome, awesome knife. And then we're going to go down to the first drawer of this guy. All right, this is budget knives. Some of the budget knives I currently have. A lot of the budget knives I end up giving away when I do my giveaways every month. Link down below if you want to become a member. Protech, Hogue, Deca. This has a deep carry clip, which I really like. This is a phenomenal knife. I spent a long time upgrading different aspects of this. I changed the thumb studs, I changed the scales, I polished the bearings, I changed the pocket clip. This is a really, really great bar lock and a really great budget knife. Okay, it's not a budget knife. Like the base model cost over $100, but as far as like awesome American-made MagnaCut goes, this is it. This is a great knife, and I love the blade shape too. Next we have the Centurion, I believe. This is 14C28N McGurran liner lock. really good ergos, awesome action, choke up on it. This is a big, fat, full knife. It's a budget knife. Great titanium milled. I just love this knife, and it's staying in my collection, even though it's a budget knife. Another budget knife that's going to stay in my collection is the Sencut Serene. Another full-size button lock knife. Great action. And what was the steel on this? I want to say it's 14C, but I could be wrong. It could be D2. Regardless, super thin behind the edge. Great action. You can flick it as well as deploy it as a flipper. Button lock. Great ergos. Love this knife. Next, we have the Magurin. This just came out, and I just reviewed it, but I am forgetting the name of it, and I'm sorry. It has a nice fuller up here. Very cool little knife. And it's only 30 bucks. I think it's $28, which I'm just astounded by. The Pyrite CGRB, which is owned by Artisan Cutlery. Very cool knife. This is their proprietary steel. This is the version of it that has this frag pattern, aluminum scales, which makes it very light. Great knife. It was one of the budget knives of the year last year, depending on who you talk to. Next, I have the Echo. I actually have the premium version of this, which I'm just now realizing. Did I? Oh no, I have the premium version in a different drawer. So this is designed by Laconico. This is the budget version of it. Steel handle, very nice shape, front flipper, all that. Moving on, we have the Proponent, which every time I see it, I laugh. This thing is huge. Even though it looks totally impractical as a cutting device, it is great. It's designed by Dirk Pinkerton again. Great frag pattern, titanium. The thing is ginormous. They make a G10 version. Action is incredible, but it is ridiculous. And it makes me smile, and I love handing it to my friends and saying, "You want to see a pocket knife?" Next, another Artisan Cutlery knife. And that is the Ahab. Also brings a smile to my face. Super thin behind the edge. Grit, and it's named after the Moby Dick, kind of. And even though it looks kind of ridiculous, it actually is an incredibly good cutting tool. The scales are removable without removing the pivot. I thought that they were going to make more scales for this, and I was excited about that, but I haven't seen new scales for this. I often carry this in situations where I want a nice, slicey, very light, this is very light knife, like snowboarding or skiing or something like that, where I don't want, if I lose something, I don't want to regret it forever. And yet I still want a nice slicey knife. So I love that. This is the Riot Exo gravity knife. I've been gotten a lot of offers on this knife. Every time I show it in my collection, it's a gravity knife. So here it's up, slides back, closed, open, and if you get good at it, you can open it really fast. This is this is right when it came out too, this version of it. It's the fat carbon, lava carbon, whatever you call it, red carbon. This came out in May 2022, and it has a serial number on here too. Where's the serial number? It's like number something of 100. So, yeah, serial number 30. So this is one of the first ones that came out. Absolutely love this guy. A lot of fun to play with, and it will definitely be staying in my collection. All right, guys, we have made it through 2 of my 3 boxes. We're heading around the corner. We are into the 3rd box. What is in here? All right, the Bear slip joint. One of the few slip joints I have in my collection, if not the only one I currently have. Magna Cut, very cool, nice, very thin pocket sheath. I don't wear it nearly as much as I should. Probably should sell it, although I do love it. The Nimble from EMP EDC. Very cool fidgety knife. You can deploy it and open it in multiple different ways. It's a front flipper, it's a tab flipper, it's a flicker. It's very, very cool. Topo. He's doing another, another pre-order right now for that. Next, we have the Mirage, Brian Winters. Did you hear that sound? Very, very cool. I absolutely love this knife. The blade shape is incredible. You should get one. This is all magnetic knife. I did a D10 change on this with one of the scariest disassemblies I ever did. Next, we have the Mirage, which is also magnetic, and it's a magnetically assisted opening knife. And it's just this button here. You push it, it opens, and you pull it back again, and the knife will come in, right? Very, very cool. I have a Severin on pre-order. I'm really looking forward to getting that. Next, I have the Chris Reeves Sebenza Small, or is this the Cozy? This is the Cozy Small. Everyone should have one. So I went ahead and got one. I do like it. It is a little hollow ground. I believe this is the S45 version of it. Very sharp out of the box. One of the sharpest knives I've ever gotten. The tolerances are incredibly close. It's a very cool knife, and I understand why Chris Reeves knives kind of set the bar for knife making back in the 80s and 90s. Ulta Marlin Spike, very cool. Oh, same guy who made that also made me this chip. Very cool. Next, I have two TRMs. I used to have more TRMs, but now I just have two. I didn't like the Shadow, which is everyone is trying to get right now, so I actually got one of the very earliest ones and sold it. But I still have this Nerd in titanium. I like this little pocket knife. It's like a fifth pocket carry, opens really nicely. It's very classy. I can carry it while I'm dressed up in a suit. Life is good. And then, of course, I've got the Atom. I like the Atom more than the Neutron. It's more of a full-size knife. I have big meat claw hands. I like this guy. This is the old school titanium pattern. They have a new pattern to it, but I'm fine with the old. It's great. Next, I have the Kunwu Django, and this is polished DLC. Absolutely awesome knife. I can't recommend Kunwu highly enough. This is just great. LMAX, which is fine. I think it's more like S35 or S45 VN. It's nothing special, I don't think, although a lot of people really like LMAX. But whatever, this is great. The polished DLC is incredible. The way that this looks and handles is amazing. And then I have a Kunwu Pulsar as well. I plan on getting a Padre when I can. I actually think that the Padre, the Pulsar's blade shape is better than the Django, although the Django looks cooler. I like this colorways finish on here, this purple. Yeah, it's just a really, really cool knife. All right. Second drawer down. This is the drawer I call the Ray Laconico tribute drawer. um, these are all the knives designed by Ray Laconico. This is the Alliance, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but this is a hollow grind, and it's an integral. Very, very cool. Most of Ray's knives has his name on the spine. This action is incredible. I did a unboxing of this recently, maybe a review too. This is a very fun knife. I need to carry it more. In fact, I'm just going to put it aside because I'm going to carry it right now. This is the Slayback, the small one, ZDP 189 Monterey Bay Knives. I've got a classy pin on here that's Thai pin on it, or Timascus pin on it right now. Very cool. And then I have the extra, the premium version of the Echo, which I like more than the budget version. S90V, very cool, great milling patterns on this. Awesome. The Mini Caviso, very cool little Ray knife. I think it costs $60. Definitely a great entry point into getting a knife designed by Ray Laconico. I'm not going to go into why I love his design so much right now, but I think it will be a video coming up soon in the future. The Rosalinda, just got this. Super hard to get. I don't think I've even posted my unboxing and first reactions video of this yet, but it is everything that they say it is. It was very hard to get, and it was worthwhile waiting to get one. Very full, big knife, just really well executed all the way around. Then we have the Old Guard. This actually has custom lasering on here of bats, so it's another Halloween knife for me. ZDP 189, full size, great color on the clip. Just a cool, like large, practical blade with an unpractical design on it, and then made in-house by Ray himself and Seth Owens and the guys there is the Sea Otter. This was a grail knife for me for years. I finally was able to score one. The Sea Otter is incredible. I didn't like the clip that came with it, so I put on a different Ray Laconico clip on here, just a plain one still, but I like this clip better than the bent clip that they sent me. And it actually, it looks so plain Jane, but I really appreciate a lot of stuff about this. This is Magna Cut. Also is a front flipper. And yeah, it's just a great little knife. Love this guy. I love the simplicity and the design language of it. All right, moving on. Oh, forgot one budget knife. All right, we can skip that guy. We have anything else in here? And last, and probably least, I have some Spyderco throwing knives that sometimes I take out just to play around, right? So there you go. Sometimes you want to take out a knife and you want to throw it at a stump, and I do that. All right, thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you coming along this crazy trip with me. That was a long video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Certainly helps. I really appreciate it. You can also become a member of my Patreon or my YouTube, and by doing so, you get entered to win a free knife every month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Whew! How long was that? It was almost 30 minutes. Yep. All right. Bye-bye now.